Hi everyone, and welcome to the Libra January 2022 mid-month engagement reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, which is a place to better connect with your personal spiritual importance. So this mid-month reading is meant to help you engage your unique internal singular spiritual self with your external environment so that you can better understand and use your spiritual importance. And this is also that you can be able to see how it can be of service to you and the greater collective human experience at the same time. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pull a card for the concept of curiosity, courage, and contemplation to take a look at what Spirit would like you to better understand for the second half of the month around where you should be curious, where you should have the courage to take action, and what as a point of reflection or contemplation should you keep in mind to kind of tie those two areas together. Okay, Libra, so I'm going to pull a Power of Surrender card here, and we're going to get started with where Spirit would like you to be curious about your life experience for the second half of this month. So the beautiful thing about curiosity is that it does open us up to looking at things from a fresh perspective. It also allows us to start to ask those leading questions that help us gain more clarity, insight, awareness, and eventually illumination about who we are and what we're really here to do. What we as a unique individual has the chance to bring into the greater experience that is our experience, our lives. And you got just one of my favorite cards in here. Beautiful message for the last part of this month. It says, surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So where Spirit wants you to open yourself up, to be curious, to start to see the world with fresh eyes, is being curious about wonder and awe. And I get this feeling of where are you not allowing yourself to lean into that, to see the world through what I like to say is the eye, or are the, let me see if I can speak here, seeing the world through the eyes of a child, with this sense of excitement around the possibilities that can be, with that sense of anticipation and excitement around what's around the next bend, instead of the opposite, which is what we oftentimes can kind of fall into as adults, where we, instead of looking forward with excited anticipation towards what's around the corner, we replace that feeling with kind of trepidation and anxiety. And we start to get kind of stuck in that place of, well, the last time I did X, Y, and Z, this is what happened. And we start to get kind of fall into the trap of there is no magic because I know the reality of what really happens. And we can kind of get into that. What I'm just kind of intuitively seeing is the Queen of Swords, which, Libra, that is a card that harnesses your air energy. And the Queen of Swords is somebody who has been through quite a bit, but can sometimes speak about what they've been through from a way of this is the wound that can happen when this happens. Or they can fall into the trap of assigning their personal experience to that experience across the board, meaning just because you had a negative relationship in love doesn't mean that every relationship in love is going to end negatively. Or this is like saying, well, every 9-to-5 office job is terrible and soul-sucking, when in reality, it was just your personal experience of that one place or the one or two places you worked at. So there's this, I get this big feeling of Spirit saying, get rid of that. Wipe the slate clean. The biggest aspect to our life experience is that we know how much we don't know. The life we live is full of mystery. It's full of what I like to call the beyond. And we are never in our existence, no matter whether you've lived 2,000 years ago, whether you live now, or whether you're going to live 2,000 years in the future. We will still, as human beings, never understand everything. And that's what's meant to keep life magical. That is what's meant to keep life engaging, to feel like an adventure. And part of that is the wonder and awe. This is when we see something we didn't even realize existed, when we experience something we didn't even know was around the corner for us, that is amazing, life-changing, and elevating. And so I really feel for the second half of this month, it's going to be kind of a powerful awakening to maybe where you've been holding yourself back a little bit with forgetting the magic that life holds, forgetting perhaps all of those areas in your life that you've experienced wonder and awe, and bringing those to the foreground. When we're talking about curiosity, we're kind of starting to ask the question of why and how and when. So these are questions that can really kind of open yourself up to, well, when did I stop feeling the magic in life? Why did I stop maybe doing something that caused me to feel like I was in flow with wonder and awe? And where can I start to bring this back into my life? So it's a beautiful place to start for the second half of this month, Libra. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull, if I can get my deck out here, I'm going to pull some animal oracle cards for the concept of courage and where Spirit is asking you to have the courage to take action this month, or for the second half of this month. So let's go ahead and see, what does Libra need to know about where they need to have courage. All right, so courage is an important concept. It allows us to really be aware that our life, our external life, is created through the small decisions, the courageous decisions to take action. And sometimes those points of action, no matter how small, need courage to take, because it could be the difference between saying yes to working 2 extra hours every night that ends up burning you out and really negatively impacting your experience of life, or you choosing the harder, more courageous road to say, no, I can't work those 2 extra hours every night. This is not part of my contract. I know it's going to exhaust me. Let's see if we can come to a different way of getting the work done. Let's say if this is in a work environment. And sometimes it's scary. You know, just making that one decision on your own behalf to better protect your own life experience can be very scary. But it's in those small decisions that end up allowing us to really experience the life that we would like to live for ourselves. All right, so Libra, we have 2 cards here. We have Lion Spirit, which is be generous of spirit. Number 37, breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1 further. And then we have Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. Number 5. Ooh, really interesting, Libra. I really feel here that there is, what's coming through at the end of this month for you is almost like having the blinders or a blindfold kind of pulled off your face, and all of a sudden you're seeing your life. It's almost like being able to have a little bit of like a mini life review to say, whoa, there's some aspects of my life that I'm not connected to, that don't feel like me, that I have kind of lost connection to the magic. I'm no longer looking forward to kind of what's around the next bend. And that what Spirit's saying is that as you're kind of coming into this place of awareness of like, whoa, what in my life really needs to change, that are saying to give you the courage to take action, to start to make the changes in your life that are now more in alignment with focusing on bringing wonder and awe and magic and connecting yourself to that magic again. And it's saying, be open to what needs to change with the number 5 coming through, because who you are is changing. And when it says a rebirth is assured, it might mean that you might have to give up an old version of who you thought you were, or who you've been up to this point. And what Spirit's saying is be amazed, get excited. Instead of mourning the loss of that version of yourself, get excited as to what is in store for this new version of you. And when it says be generous of spirit, it means as you're starting out with the number 37 breaking down basically to a 1, it's the number that harnesses endings and beginnings within the same number, the number 10. And there's this feeling coming through of really stepping into the beauty of your sign, Libra, which is being able to see all sides fairly and leaning into the beauty of that ability of yours to do that, that you have a far larger reaching perspective than the average person who does not have Libra in their chart, or Libra in the position I'd say more in a strong position in your chart. And really lean into that and to realize that you can be generous with who you are by stepping into that place of a broader perspective and keeping that broader perspective. I get a little bit of a feeling that your perspective has been narrowed, and now Spirit's coming in to say, take those blinders off, open your eyes up, utilize your superpower, and you're going to be able then to see what's coming in for you. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple clarifier cards here just for an additional message. So we have, oh, interesting, the King of Pentacles reversed. So right off the bat, I get this feeling of you guys are releasing a tie around money. There's something else that's coming in now that you're realizing is more valuable to you. The King of Pentacles can be reversed. It can be one of two things. It can denote actually being a little selfish and focusing too much on money, but I'm getting this feeling it's more of a release. It's more of this feeling of that there's more to life than money. I feel just intuitively that there's kind of like a realignment going on of your own personal values and what you hold valuable. Oop. And we have the Empress. Man, this Empress card is just popping up all over the place. Beautiful. Okay, so the message that's strongly coming through here, Libra, is it's not about the money. And I think you're realizing that. It's about releasing that. Because what you're actually realizing in this point of illumination for yourself is that you are the Empress. And that's beautiful because Libra, this is your card in the tarot. It's the card of Venus, and it harnesses both Libra and Taurus energy. And this is the realization that I am enough. I can create all that I need to meet my needs. I don't need to chase something external to me. I have it within me to create my experience. And I am the creator, so to speak. So it's this beautiful element, I think, of I don't need to chase the money. So if I release what I've kind of clung to as far as like what I've so valued, then what is it now? It's leaving you open to, so what do I value? And what is my value? If I'm not chasing money, then what actually is my deeper spiritual intrinsic value? And how can I start to bring that into every situation to watch my life grow and bloom and become abundant in the areas that I choose to nurture? Beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh my goodness, Libra. All right. Now we're going to pull a final card here for the concept of contemplation. So this is an extra point to kind of keep in mind throughout these last couple weeks of January as to kind of the tying theme between these two, but also as an extra special message to as you're reflecting on what you've done throughout the day, where you've decided to take action, and what do you call it? Sorry, I'm blanking. Where you've taken action and the consequences of those actions, that you kind of keep this underlying theme in mind here. So we have, it says no place like home, number 50 breaking down to a 5. I'm getting two intuitive messages kind of simultaneously. For some of you guys, this is a change in what you've always perceived was perhaps a home environment for yourself. The number 5 is a number that denotes change. I think it ties directly in with the number 5 over here with a rebirth is assured. Now this could be that. It could be that there's a change happening and you're realizing that something you've kind of been going through is no longer feels like home for you, and that your idea of home has changed. The other half of you, I feel strongly that this is almost like realizing perhaps you've been looking too far outside of yourself and are realizing that what you already have currently in your home life is, it's almost like you're getting reconnected to it. Like you might have been disconnected from your home life, maybe constantly looking down the line. Well, when we get this, then I'll feel like I'm at home. When I do this, when this happens, when this person changes, when this person comes into my life, this will be home. And you're realizing, no, home is here. Home is now. And it's almost like you're rebirthing your own vision for what you have in the moment. So it's either a reconnection to your current home and kind of this revitalization of an emotional connection to that. Or for some of you, it really is a focus on home, but realizing that what you've been in for an extended period of time is no longer home. And the contemplative point is then reflecting on, well, then if this doesn't feel like home, what needs to change and what now in this moment would feel like home for you? Beautiful message, Libra. I think this is going to be a powerful, I just think in general, Libras have been going through a very powerful change and shift. But I do feel for the second half of January, it's going to be illuminating in your own sense of personal value and what you bring to the situation. That's going to allow you to see how much your concept of home has changed. Because when you think about it, home is really integral to who you are in the moment. Now, if that person has changed or grown, or it's now more powerful in a certain aspect because of the life lessons that they've learned and were successful in meeting and overcoming, that where they might see home might change. So this would look like, if you think about, let's just give a kind of a strange example. Let's say you're Superman, but let's say Superman doesn't know he's Superman. So you're Clark Kent, and you have no idea that you can fly. You've never tried to do anything superpower related. You don't know you have lasers for eyes and all this kind of stuff. So you live as Clark Kent. You think you're just an everyday human being, and you live in a home. Let's say you have a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of the city, and you walk to your desk job at the local newspaper every day. Now to you that might feel like home, because you think, okay, in that moment I'm a human. This is what humans do. Humans get a job, they live close to where they work, and everything seems kosher. And then one day you have to go through a challenging ordeal and you realize, oh my gosh, I can fly. And I have the ability to have X-ray vision. And now it's opened up a whole, and this is where the wonder and awe comes in. Now it's opened up a whole new world of, well, holy cow, if I can fly, I could live anywhere. I could live at the highest peak of a mountain. I could live in the middle of the jungle. I could live anywhere I want. And I could still make an easy commute to work if I want to keep my day job, so to speak, because I can fly. There's this capacity of realizing how much you've grown and how much stronger you are. And in understanding that, you're opening yourself up to how much more is now available to you, and that your version of home it might be far different than what you had kind of resigned yourself to being in up to this point. Really strong, beautiful message coming through. I hope you guys have a really empowered second half to January. If you would like to illuminate your own personal spiritual importance and see how it can be of service to yourself and others, you can click on the link below to my website in the description box to book a personal reading or a one-on-one coaching session. Otherwise, I will see you in February, Libra. Bye.